Hey everyone, got an update on the 1955 Thunderbird project. In this video, it's a teardown and inspection of a 1955 Ford Y-block. Before we get started, can you hit that like button for me? And if you would, share this video with your friends. Got a special shout out to my piston catcher, best hands in the game, 8 for 8, didn't drop a single one, and laughed at all my jokes. Thanks, man. So, things escalated quickly. I had hoped that this was going to be a simple hone and re-ring job. But the more I measured, the more I looked, the more I inspected, reality hit in, and it's going to be a full rebuild. Both out of round and hourglass are just on the edge of being acceptable tolerances. Also found that the cam had a bunch of problems, so it's going to be a new cam bearings, and at that point you're going to do lifters too. The engine's currently at 40 over, so that leaves me with a couple of options. I could go right to 60 over, or the 312 bore is, I believe, 380 or 50 over the 292. So I could use 312 pistons. But I think what I'm going to do is just stick with 60 over and go that route. 60 over might seem a bit extreme, but I talked to a few old timers and they said these Y blocks, the early ones at least, no problem going 60 over. Next problem I ran into is trying to find a machine shop that would take this on. I talked to a lot of machinists, and the ones that I would trust leaving this thing with pretty much all told me it was about a year out before I would see this thing done. Luckily, I ran into some true gearheads at a local car show. Ended up getting the number of a guy they highly recommended. He's super into these old Ford Y-blocks. Talked to him on the phone, dropped their name, and it looks like next week I'll be dropping this thing off. Unfortunately, I got a lot of money to spend and decisions to make, but I will keep you guys updated as things progress.
Little one is the only one that's...
Here, try spinning that just with your finger. With the coating of oil on it.
Yeah.
It's nice and easy.
It's not going...
Right? Oh, that's heavy. A little heavier than I was expecting. Holy Moses. Okay, so I was doing a bit of inspecting here, and it looks like the cam has pitting and galling. So I think I'm going to be getting new lifters and a new cam. You can see the pitting on there is pretty bad. Wasn't really looking forward to that, but that's how it goes when you're dealing with something this old. I'm going to go ahead and pull that cam out so I can inspect it a little better. That is a whole lot easier to do with the engine upside down and out of the car. All right, here's a bit of a close-up for you. You can see the pitting here on the cam. That's not good. This one here actually has some galling on it too. Check that out. I have no idea what happened there. So, looks like we're getting a new cam. It was my understanding that this lobe, this bearing right here, was supposed to have a groove in it. I think it had a 15 thousandths groove all the way around it. This cam does not have that. So I don't know, maybe somebody put a cam in it at one time, or this is the original cam. And every time it got rebuilt, because like I said, the engine's 40 over right now. So that's what, 2 rebuilds? And this cam just stayed in it for the ride the whole time, and this is just what happens. Maybe this is what happens when you don't put zinc additive in your oil, but for the short time I had it, I did. Anyways, just thought I'd give a little update on the cam. I thought it might be interesting to show the lifters on these. So it's what you call a flat tappet lifter. And when they come out, they look like that. Oddly enough, even with all that cam wear, the lifters look really good. I'm not seeing any galling, scratching, erosion, nothing. I'll check out the shop manual and see what they say for inspection, but hopefully I don't have to buy a whole new set of lifters. But yeah, they seem pretty decent. Here's another shot of that. So looking at the cam, looks like Fomoco. I don't know if that's an R right there or 70. And then on this side, got an A ECK 40. And right here by the cam gear is a C with 2 dots. Other than that, I can't find anything else other than there's like the, I don't know if you can see it, but the letter A on the back stamped in there. So yeah, that's all the markings on the cam. I'm guessing it's just a plain old stock cam. Just gonna do a quick hone right here. I got a spot. It looks like some water sat for a very long time. And I wanna see how it cleans up. Yeah, it's not great. See if I can get you in there a little closer. There, now you can see it. That is not good. The rest of the cylinders all look pretty good, but I'm a little worried about that. So there's the spot we were just looking at. Looks like it's about thaw off, I think is what that says. Come up just a little bit further, there's 0. Go back down to the spot. Yeah, it's quite the little crater I got going there. Like I said, I think water just sat on top of the piston. A little bead of condensation and made that nice lovely rust spot. Yeah, you can't really tell from here, but it's essentially a 2-inch long little ditch where the top of the piston was sitting. Wasn't really any surprises with the pistons, but if you note, each one of them has a number on the caps that corresponds with the rod that it goes to. If we look at number 6 right here, kind of wondering if this rod wasn't replaced at one time, because I don't see a number on either side. But yeah, other than that, really no surprises. The bearings look all halfway decent. I guess we will see once we get it to the engine builder if I'm buying rods or not. Overall, the crank looks pretty good too. Got a little surface rust there, but that's not a sealing spot. Bearings all look pretty good. No major scratches. One thing to note, however, is this rear main seal. This is what was keeping the oil in the car, and it wasn't doing a very good job, but you can see this guy goes right here. You can see the sealing surface there. It's a rope seal. And it doesn't look like it was doing much along here. But anyways, another big question mark. We'll find out when we get that to the builder and they grind the crank and check it. I did end up getting a new cam. A few questions answered. This is that groove I was talking about in the new cam. I guess this one, the old one, it was just cross-drilled, so they didn't come with a groove in them. But this aftermarket one has an extra 30 thousandths in there for oil, so that the bearing material doesn't pack itself in there and fill up the clearance for oil. But other than that, it looks pretty much the same, except a lot newer. Along with the cam, I got a new set of cam bearings. Center one is hardened again, so it's hardened so that the bearing material doesn't deform and fill in that groove and reduce the amount of oil that can go through there. Along with the cam and the bearings, of course, I got brand new tappets for it too. These should work really good, much better than the old ones I had. Another thing I'm going to have to get sorted out sooner than later is this harmonic balancer. It's got two things that are wrong with it. One is this groove where the oil seal rides. I think it's about a 20 thousandths deep groove, so that'll be leaking. And then it's also all dented up, and essentially that front pulley is bent. I don't think I drive any accessories off that front pulley, but it would be nice to get a new one. Unfortunately, it's a T-Bird only part, and prices I've seen are between $500 and $800, so I'm gonna have to get that figured out. Would be nice to have decent timing marks and all that stuff. Also, the engine builder is gonna need whatever harmonic balancer I'm gonna be using, because he's going to be grinding and balancing that crankshaft. So yeah, that'll be fun figuring that out. I think that's about it for this one. Hopefully the next time you guys see this engine, I'll be dropping it off at the machinist, and not too long after that, I'll be doing assembly and putting it in the car. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you would, share this with your friends. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.